Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Chrisley knows best, Nanny Faye says to ram it, she's going analog. With legal issues ailing the Chrisley family, Nanny Faye has always been a breath of fresh air. The eldest matriarch of the Chrisley clan has yet again entertained fans in the latest clip from Chrisley Knows Best. Thanks to the series' constant comedy gold, one can surely argue that the hilarious family dynamics are what attract the audience. Nanny Faye struggles with website verification. Well, what fans found relatable about this clip is the fact that they have all gone through this when visiting some website. Remember when you have to prove that you are human and not a robot when visiting certain websites? Nanny Faye was seen dealing with a similar predicament in this clip posted on Instagram. The clip starts with Todd asking his mother, "What are you doing, honey? Are you trying to get into a website?" Nanny Faye answers with a yes when Todd continues, "It says you have to select all the pictures that have a bicycle in them." As she continues to select the pictures with the bicycle on the laptop screen, an error message pops up on the screen. Laughing about the situation, Todd mentions, "Try again. Y'all failed it." He continues, "Oh, those are birds. Okay, we can do this. We've got this." Chrisley family comes together to Nanny Faye's aid. Julie Chrisley helps Nanny Faye discover the bicycles in the picture. Seeing this, Todd and Chase also start helping the matriarch. As they struggle to find the pictures with bikes on them, Julie adds, "We are going to get you into this account." Chase asks Nanny to verify the selection, and the message, "Try again," pops up on the screen. Frustrated with the situation, Nanny Faye exclaims, "My heavens!" Resonating her mother's feeling, Todd says, "How many damn people does it take to find freaking bicycles?" He adds, "I hate these stupid things." However, what comes after has the viewers rolling around laughing on the floor. As the 78-year-old closes the laptop, she mentions, "To hell with this. I am going analog." She further added, "You can take and ram this where the sun doesn't shine." Seems like Nanny Faye isn't going to try and work her way through a website anytime soon. Fans suggest Chrisleys should focus on their legal troubles. Fans were quick to chime in at how adorable Nanny Faye and the Chrisley family are. One fan wrote, "I love this family no matter what. Good people make mistakes too." Another jumped in, stating how much they hate those verifications. A third mentioned, "She's the best." However, not all comments were positive. A fourth mentioned, "They need to focus on their legal troubles and not a TV show." Another asked, "When are y'all going to prison?" Even as legal issues trouble the family, they sure do bring a smile to our faces. Do you love Nanny Faye? Let us know in the comments. Do not forget to watch Chrisley Knows Best Season 9 on Thursday at 9 p.m. on USA Network. In a world where the Chrisley family seems to live and breathe through their phones, posts, and perfectly curated online lives, there's one woman who has decided she's had enough of the digital circus. The matriarch herself, Nanny Faye. With her classic sass, signature humor, and a cup of sweet tea in hand, she's putting her foot down and declaring, "Ram it, I'm going analog." It all started one sunny morning at the Chrisley household, when Savannah came bursting into the living room, her phone glued to her hand as usual. "Nanny, you've got to try this new AI filter. It makes you look 20 again," she chirped. Without missing a beat, Nanny Faye squinted over her glasses and shot back, "Honey, if I wanted to look 20 again, I'd call my doctor, not a robot on your tic-tac." Savannah groaned. "It's TikTok, Nanny. I don't care if it's a tick, a tock, or a tater-tot. I'm done with it all. Every time I turn around, somebody's trying to stick a camera in my face or talk to me through a refrigerator. What's next? My toilet telling me how much water I used." Chase, overhearing the exchange, nearly choked on his protein shake. "Nanny, that's just the world we live in now. You gotta keep up with technology." "Oh, please," she fired back, waving her hand dismissively. "When I was your age, keeping up meant making sure the paperboy didn't throw the newspaper in the rose bushes. Now y'all are getting car insurance from an app named after a fruit." Todd, ever the perfectionist and image protector, entered the room mid-rant. "Mother, the digital world is how we maintain our brand. Without it, there would be no Chrisley Knows Best, no podcasts, no peace and quiet either," Nanny interrupted, taking a sip of her tea. "You remember peace and quiet, Todd? It's that thing that happens when you put your phone down and let the good Lord do the talkin' instead of Siri." Savannah tried to reason with her grandmother, but Nanny Faye was on a roll. She'd spent weeks feeling frustrated by the endless screens, the beeping, buzzing, and blue light glow that filled her home. From the smart thermostat that kept asking her if she preferred eco mode, to the voice assistant that refused to understand her southern drawl. I said turn on the lamps, not the jam. She was at her wit's end. Finally, she made her decision. She was going off the grid, or as she proudly declared, I'm going full analog, baby. Nanny's analog rebellion. The next morning, Nanny marched into the kitchen armed with her new plan. She plunked a stack of stationery down on the counter and announced, if anybody wants to talk to me, they can write a letter. Julie, always the practical one, blinked. A letter? Mama, who's gonna write letters anymore? I don't know, Julie. Maybe somebody who still remembers how to hold a pen without needing an emoji to finish their sentence. You're being dramatic, Nanny. Nobody even owns stamps. Well, I do, Nanny said proudly, holding up a booklet of Elvis Presley commemorative stamps. And I'm using them before the government starts charging rent for send-in a postcard. That afternoon, she took it one step further. Nanny unplugged her tablet, her phone, and even her smart coffee maker. She replaced them with an old rotary phone she found at a yard sale. When it rings, you know somebody really wants to talk to you. A manual percolator and a record player that she dusted off from the attic. When Chase came by later to show her how to use a new social media feature, he found her sitting in her recliner, knitting while listening to Patsy Cline on vinyl. Nanny, what happened to your Wi-Fi? He asked, glancing at his phone in confusion. Oh, that's gone too, she replied proudly. I canceled it. Said I didn't need no cloud to store my memories. I got shoeboxes full of Polaroids for that. Chase blinked. You canceled the internet? That's right, sugar. I told that cable company fella to ram it right up his router. The family's digital meltdown. It didn't take long for the rest of the family to feel the effects of Nanny's rebellion. Todd's home security app stopped working because it was connected to the Wi-Fi she'd canceled. Savannah couldn't film her podcast because the backup hotspot was mysteriously unplugged. Even Grayson's gaming console started flashing, no connection. Todd stormed into Nanny's living room, looking like a man on the edge. Mother, you have single-handedly taken down our entire household network. Well, hallelujah, she exclaimed. Now maybe y'all will start talking to each other instead of shouting at screens. Mother, do you realize what you've done? Todd was practically sputtering. Yes, I do, Nanny said calmly, adjusting her glasses. I've restored peace to this home. I haven't heard a single notification ding all day, and for the first time in years, I heard birds chirping outside instead of your phone ringing about some endorsement deal. Savannah sighed. Nanny, you're making this harder than it has to be. No, sweetheart, I'm making it simpler than it's ever been. A lesson in living. By the end of the week, something remarkable happened. Without the constant distractions of social media and streaming, the Chrisley family started to rediscover the simple joys they'd forgotten. Chase joined Nanny in the garden, helping her plant fall flowers and joking about how he'd forgotten what fresh air smelled like. Savannah dusted off one of her old journals and started writing by hand again. Even Todd, though he'd never admit it, found himself enjoying the quiet evenings without constant emails or calls. One night, as they all sat around the table playing cards, because Nanny refused to let anyone use a phone for scorekeeping, Todd looked at his mother and said, You know, Mother, this has been kind of nice. Nanny grinned. I told you so, baby. Sometimes you gotta unplug to plug back into what matters. Savannah chuckled. But, Nanny, we do need the internet back eventually. Well, Nanny said, shuffling the deck, I'll think about it. But for now, I'm living my best analog life, and if y'all need me, I'll be in the garden listening to my Patsy Cline records. As the night went on, the laughter filled the house in a way that no digital connection could replicate.